Hey, what's up, NBA fan? What's up, all sport fan? This is JB right here, host of the Behind the Bench podcast networking channel. Just want to give a shout out to the rest of the crew. I'm talking about Shy, Kelvin, and Jermaine. And for everyone who is tuning in, I hope that you support Behind the Bench, become a subscriber, and help make this podcast the best it can be. Now check this out, man. Check this out. I've had a lot of favorite players, man, in my years of watching the NBA. Dr. J. I think everybody universally respected Michael Jordan. Even if you was not a fan of Chicago Bulls, you still love Michael Jordan, though. But Kobe Bryant was my favorite player from the time I first saw him compete in high school at Lower Merion in Philadelphia, or as they say, the city of brotherly love, up until the time that he retired from professional basketball in 2016. Oh, James Worthy. No, I went Dr. J, James Worthy, Jordan. I've loved a whole bunch of players. You know, I've been a fan and respected the talents and game and contribution of a whole bunch of players, man. You know, past, present, future. But once Kobe retired, by him being a Los Angeles Laker, I gravitated to Brandon Ingram. Now, Brandon Ingram entered the pros into the NBA after finishing his freshman year at the University of Duke. He was 6'8", or as they say, a buck 80, 180 pounds, 185 pounds max. And sometimes you can look at a player, man, and gauge him, and you can just see, man, you say, you know what, man, he gonna be special one day. Now, mind you, everybody has their own timetable. Some players come in right away, boom, and they dominate. Some players may take 2-3 years or whatnot. But as long as you see an improvement to where you can see their skill set can contribute to winning, man, you gravitate to that player. And, Ingram was drafted number 2 pick by Los Angeles Lakers in 2016. And he had this immense talent. You can just see it. But sometimes you can have so much talent, it may take you a while as a player to understand the degree of your talent. So you may start off, slower than anticipated. You may not come in right away and dominate. But you can see the signs. You can see the signs that once he gets from point A to point B, then he's going to get from point B to point C. And Brandon Ingram, rookie year, he averaged like 8 points a game for the Lakers. Then he followed that up in his second year, as they say, his sophomore campaign, and he doubled his scoring output to 16. Then you can start to see, like, Ingram's, what was kind of holding him back was, like, when you don't really understand the full grasp of your talent, you may second guess yourself, and you just don't let the game come to you. Or you stall from playing the way that you're capable of playing because you're unsure. But when it started clicking for Ingram, now mind you, his third year, he had to deal with a whole lot of static and chaos and disruption by a certain player who came in and just took everything over. I won't mention his name. But still, he increased his scoring point per game average from 16 to like 18.3. Now, if he was not disrupted and he was allowed to grow like he should have been allowed to, he would have averaged 20 to 22. I'm thinking 22 points a game by his third season. And so, he was unceremoniously traded to the New Orleans Pelicans in 2019. And immediately, you began to see Brandon Ingram emerge. He averaged 24 points a game in his fourth year in the league. average about, I want to say somewhere around 5 rebounds and about 4.5, 5 assists. But he started to develop that mid-range game, which opened up the rest of his game. You know, playmaking, you know, extending his range out to the three-point line, improving his free throw shooting. You know, his last year with the Lakers, he was shooting 68%. Well, his first year in New Orleans, he improved his free throw shooting by 18, 19%, which is a record. That's an NBA record in terms of percentage increase in free throw shooting from one year to the next. That's a record. So you know that the man is working hard. The young man is working hard. So I'm watching him grow. I'm watching him grow because in my eyes, he's still a Los Angeles Laker. That's just how I roll. And he's turning himself. Let me put it this way. By his second year, once he started to develop that mid-range game, my projection for Brandon Ingram was by the time he turns 26 years old, he's going to become the best player in the NBA at his position, at the wing position. He's going to become the best player in the league. So if you become the best player in the league at your position, at worst, you're a top 10 player in the world at that point. That's where he's headed. That's where he's headed. Because when he returned from that foot injury he had this past season, he took his game to another level. Let me go back. His first playoff foray versus the Phoenix Suns, that first game, game one, he was nervous. You can see. A lot of players be nervous their first game. He only scored 18 points. But the next 4 games in a row, he averaged 30. Nobody could guard him. Not McCall Bridges, not Devin Booker. Nobody they put on him could guard him. And his former Laker teammate, Larry Nance Jr., will reinforce and instill that belief in him. You're the best player on the court. That's what he needs. He needed that reassurance to say, man, you can compete. You're just as good as anybody in the league at your position on the court. And by the end of this season, although New Orleans Pelicans did not make the playoffs this year, that was mainly due to injury. They was ravaged by injuries from top to bottom. But before the injury bug hit, they was first place in the Western Conference. They had a 23-12 record. And Ingram was a large part of that reason why. But once he came back from the injury, he took his game to another level and he started averaging 38-8. 38-8. And he was outplaying his contemporaries such as Kawhi Leonard. So you can categorically say there may be, just from experience, 4 to 5 players you could say would be considered better than Ingram. And that would be, you know, the Kawhi Leonards of the world, even though Ingram outplayed him 2 times down the stretch of the regular season. Then historically, okay, LeBron James, Jason Tatum because he has advanced to the finals, Jimmy Butler because of his experience in big game play in the playoffs, and then maybe Paul George because of overall game. But at the end of the day, outside of that, once Ingram breaks through and has experiences a deep playoff run, at that point he will take the top spot, the number 1 small forward in the NBA. That's where he's headed. That's where he's headed. I believe in him, man, and I enjoy watching him play. He don't take a lot of ill-advised 3-point shots. He don't come down and just chuck shots, man. His game is very technical. His game is built for playoff basketball and deep playoff runs. Only thing holding that team back is health. If they're healthy and at full strength, New Orleans Pelicans can play with anybody, and Brandon Ingram's going to be a major reason why. And I believe, you know, if everything works out to where he's healthy and the team is healthy, I believe he can be a major contributor in helping a team win a championship. And if he does that in New Orleans and make history and help deliver that team's first basketball championship for that city, man, he'll go down in history. And that'd be a Los Angeles Laker, you know, in uniform, in spirit, you know, reaching the top of the mountain. So I just want to drop that real quick. Go B.I. I know you can do it. This is JB. Until next time, BTB behind the bench.